Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue with the reference materials. Last time we went over the MiG-29 and today we will be going over the MiG-31. MiG-31 Foxhound, title Mikoyan MiG-31, NATO reporting name Foxhound. Type 2-seat twin-engine strategic interceptor. Program first flown as YE-155MP, originally MiG-25MP, 16th of September 1975. Production started 1979. NATO reporting name Foxhound, made public mid-1982. Delivery to replace MiG-23s and Su-15s began by early 1983. Production continues at Nizhny Novgorod. Design features: basic MiG-25 configuration retained, but very different aircraft, strengthened to permit supersonic flight at low altitude, more powerful engines than MiG-25. Major requirement: increased range, not speed. Advanced digital avionics. Zaslin radar was first electronically scanned phased array type to enter service, enabling MiG-31 to track 10 targets and engage 4 simultaneously, including targets below and behind its own location. Fuselage weapon mountings added, crew increased to 2. Wing anhedral 4 degrees from roots, sweep back approximately 40 degrees on leading edge, 32 degrees at quarter chord, with small, sharply swept wing root extensions. All swept tail surfaces with thin outward canted fins and dihedral horizontal surfaces. Structure: airframe 50% arc welded nickel steel, 16% titanium, 33% light alloy. Negligible composites except for radome. 3-spar wings, no wingtip fairings or mountings. Small forward hinged air brake under front of each intake trunk. Under surface of center fuselage, not dished between engine ducts like MiG-25. Much enlarged air intakes, jet nozzles extended rearward. Shell fairing extends forward from base of each fin leading edge. Fence above each wing in line with Store's pylon. Landing gear: retractable tricycle type, offset tandem twin wheels on each main unit, retracting forward into air intake trunk. Facilitate operation from unprepared ground and gravel, rearward retracting twin nose wheel unit with mudguard. Power plant: 2 Aviad Vidigal D30F6 turbofans, each 151.9 kilonewtons or 34,170 pounds force with afterburning. Internal fuel capacity approximately 20,250 liters or 5,350 US gallons or 4,455 imperial gallons. Provision for 2 underwing tanks, each 2,500 liters or 660 US gallons or 550 imperial gallons. Semi-retractable flight refueling probe on port side of fuselage. Combination: pilot and weapon systems operator in tandem under individual rearward hinge canopies. Rear canopy has only limited side glazing and blends into shallow dorsal spine fairing, which extends to forward edge jet nozzles. Avionics: Zaslin electronically scanned phased array fire control radar, NATO designation flash dance. In nose with search range of 108 nautical miles or 200 kilometers or 124 miles. And tracking range of 65 nautical miles or 120 kilometers or 75 miles. Capable of tracking 10 targets and attacking 4 simultaneously. Retractable infrared search and track sensor under cockpit, radar warning receivers. Armament: 4 R-33 or NATO AA-9 AMOS, semi-active radar homing, long-range air-to-air missiles in pairs under fuselage. 2 R-40T or NATO designation AA-6 Acrid, medium-range infrared missiles on inner underwing pylons, and 4 infrared R-60 or K-60 or NATO designation AA-8 Aphid air-to-air missiles on outer underwing pylons in pairs. Front pair of AA-9s and semi-recessed fuselage, rear pair onshore pylons. GSH-6 23 6-barrel Gatling type 23mm gun inside fairing on starboard side of lower fuselage. Adjacent main landing gear with 260 rounds. Dimensions: external wingspan 13.464 meters or 44 feet 2 inches. Wing aspect ratio 2.94. Length overall 22,688 meters. That would be That would be pretty big. No, length overall 22.688 meters or 74 feet 5 1/4 inches. Height overall 6.15 meters to 20 feet 2 1/4 inches. Weights and loadings: weight empty 21,825 kilograms or 48,115 pounds. Internal fuel 16,350 kilograms or 36,045 pounds. Max wing loading 750 kilograms per meter squared or 153.6 pounds per square foot. Max power loading 152 kilograms per kilonewton or 1.49 pound per pound force. Performance: max permitted Mach number at height Mach 2.83, max level speed at 17,500 meters or 57,400 feet, 1,620 knots or 3,000 kilometers per hour or 1,865 miles per hour. At sea level, 810 knots or 1,500 kilometers per hour or 932 miles per hour. Max cruising speed at height Mach 2.35, economy cruising speed Mach 0.85. Service ceiling 20,600 meters or 67,600 feet. G limit supersonic +5. Length 22.68 meters, height 6.15 meters, wingspan 13.46 meters. Max takeoff weight 41,000 kilograms, max wing load 750 kilograms per meter squared. Max level speed 810 knots at sea level. Max range 1,780 nautical miles. Takeoff run of 1,200 meters and a landing run of 800 meters. Service ceiling 20,600 feet. And here we can see that it is basically just an updated MiG-25, which is really all this is an updated and redesigned and modernized MiG-25, with emphasis placed on speed over maneuverability, and in what was generally unique at the time for Soviet fighters, its own integrated long-range radar and fire control system, although it still relies on ground control intercept, I believe, primarily for the initial detection of enemy threats. But this was designed as a long-range interceptor. Initially, the MiG-25, as mentioned, was meant to intercept the SR-71 Blackbird, but they also have a secondary role in intercepting American strategic bombers, or NATO strategic bombers in general, I guess, even though at one point countries other than the US did have strategic bombers, but the Brits and French all retired theirs. And I don't even know if the French really ever had any. I think they were all tactical bombers, but the British did for a time have V-series bombers, but they retired them all, so really it's just American bombers now. But so yeah, that's honestly these days that's their primary mission, although some of them have also been retrofitted to carry the Kinzhal ballistic missile, which is basically a modification of the ground-launched Iskander ballistic missile, to basically give it additional speed and range, since now you're launching it from the air at potentially supersonic speeds instead of launching it on the ground. So it doesn't have to fight gravity on the way up, it can just use all its power on the way down. But as challenging a target as those are to intercept, they have been intercepted by Patriot missile defenses, so not really a game changer there. But yeah, otherwise it's there's really not much more to it. You know, it's certainly a threat if you're a bomber, but if you're a fighter and you can dodge their missiles, which generally in its default loadout, like those AMOS missiles are generally optimized for larger targets like bombers. If you can dodge those and get in close, this thing's toast, because it has no maneuverability. Probably better than the MiG-25, but still nothing close to what you would expect a modern fighter to have, and actually does it. Ooh. We can't really... It said in the text that it added a second operator, but we don't really see that. It looks like there's space for a second operator, but which I presume would be a either a weapon system operator and or electronic or radar systems operator, given the nature of the aircraft, but don't really see it in here, so that's interesting. Or that is the, yeah, crew increased to 2, that's what it says, but it's not reflected in here, for shame. Although I have to wonder, no, the model is different from, yeah, because here they don't even have the bubble canopy, which, yeah, they do on the MiG-31. So, yeah, they don't have an excuse there. That's kind of interesting. One of these things is wrong. But in any case, that concludes our overview of the MiG-31 for today. So with that, thank you all for watching and stay tuned for next time and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.